Are you looking for the best mirrorless cameras? In this video we will look at some of the 6 best mirrorless cameras on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Nikon Z6 III. The Nikon Z6 III is the best mirrorless model that we've tested. It sits in the middle of Nikon Z lineup, but it's one of the most capable hybrid cameras at its price point. This isn't cheap by any means, but for pros or committed hobbyists, it has a lot to offer. It's an especially good choice for action and wildlife photographers, thanks to a partially stacked sensor that offers faster readout speeds for quick e-shutter burst shooting and reduced rolling shutter distortion. It also has a highly effective autofocus system with plenty of automatic subject detection modes. If you're a hybrid or video shooter, this is also one of the few cameras we've tested with internal RAW video capability, and it can record in up to 6K at 30 frames per second, with 4K recording at up to 120 frames per second, making it incredibly versatile. Beyond that, it's just a very well-built and comfortable camera to shoot with. It has a high-resolution viewfinder, in-body image stabilization, IBIS, and Zf Express card support. The one big downside we can point to is that Nikon's Z mount lens lineup is more limited than a competitor like the Sony Alpha 7 IV, but the Sony is a bit less capable for video and has slower burst shooting. All in all, the Z6 III is an impressive camera that can handle pretty much anything you throw at it. Number 2. Sony Alpha 6700. The Sony Alpha 6700 is the best mid-range model we've tested. It's an impressive upgrade from Sony's older APS-C cameras like the Sony Alpha 6600, with a new sensor and processor, including a new AI-powered chipset that gives the Alpha 6700 one of the most effective AF systems on the market. The camera is also relatively portable, has IBIS, and includes some fairly advanced video features, including 4K at 120 frames per second, albeit with a significant crop, and internal 10-bit 4:2:2 recording. Another great choice in this price range is the Fujifilm X-S20. Its autofocus system isn't quite as reliable as the Sony's, and it can't record 4K video at 120 frames per second. However, it's still a very impressive hybrid camera, with 4K 60 frames per second recording. Unlike the Alpha 6700, it even supports OpenGate 6.2K video capability and raw video output to an external recorder. Those who prefer a more hands-off approach to editing will also love Fuji's JPEG colors and film simulation profiles, but Sony's extensive lens options and ultra-reliable AF make the Alpha 6700 a better overall pick. The Sony Alpha 6700 is Sony's first alpha camera with an APS-C sensor since 2019 Sony Alpha 6100 and Sony Alpha 6600. It's a significant upgrade from the previous generation of Sony Alpha APS-C cameras, with a new AI-powered processing unit, upgraded autofocus system, and more advanced video specs. It also comes with some high-end features like in-body image stabilization, IBIS, and weather sealing, making it one of the most full-featured APS-C cameras on the market in 2023. Number 3. Canon EOS R10. The Canon EOS R10 is one of the best entry-level cameras you can buy. If you're looking for a well-rounded model that's accessible enough for newcomers but still offers more advanced features, the R10 nails that balance. It has great ergonomics, an intuitive user interface, and highly effective autofocus, plus quick burst shooting and excellent image quality for its class. Vloggers and video shooters can take advantage of 4K recording at up to 60 frames per second, with a crop, as well as a dedicated high frame rate mode for slow motion recording at up to 120 frames per second in 1080p. The Fujifilm X-S10 is another great choice at around the same price point. Unlike the R10, it features IBIS, which can help smooth out camera shake when shooting handheld. The X-mount also has a more established lens lineup than Canon's RF mount. That said, the Canon camera has a significantly better autofocus system and more frame rate options. The X-S10 has also been discontinued, so you'd have to find one that's used. The Canon EOS R10 is an entry-level APS-C mirrorless camera. In Canon's lineup, it sits above the more explicitly beginner-oriented Canon EOS R50 and Canon EOS R100 but below the more advanced Canon EOS R7. It represents a compelling middle ground, with an advanced dual-pixel CMOS 2 autofocus system, compact and user-friendly design, and many automatic shooting modes, along with enough physical controls to keep more advanced photographers happy. Number 4. Canon EOS R50. If you're on a tighter budget, the Canon EOS R50 is one of the best bang-for-your-buck mirrorless cameras you can get brand new. Sitting below the Canon EOS R10, this is a great entryway into serious photography for those who've never used a camera before. It has a highly portable body that makes it easy to grab and go, along with simple controls and easy-to-use auto modes for beginners. Plus, its APS-C sensor captures excellent image quality, and this camera has a great autofocus system and video specs for the price. Lens options for Canon's RF mount are still limited, but on the upside, the camera is compatible with both APS-C and full-frame RF lenses, which makes it easier to upgrade to a full-frame body down the line if you want to. If you'd like a more compact camera kit with more lens options, the Olympus OMD EM10 Mark IV is a great alternative with a micro Four Thirds sensor. However, its autofocus system isn't as reliable, and its ergonomics are somewhat lacking. With a portable body, intuitive controls, and plenty of intelligent auto-shooting modes, the Canon EOS R50 is the ultimate beginner camera for those jumping into photography or content creation from a smartphone. Though the Canon EOS M50 Mark II is still around, the R50 is its improved spiritual successor. Unlike the M50, the R50 shares the same RF lens mount seen on higher-end cameras like the Canon EOS R6 Mark II or Canon EOS R8, meaning you can use both full-frame RF lenses and crop sensor RFS lenses. As far as budget models go, the R50 gives the competition a run for their money, with a great sensor, an effective autofocus system, and good video features in the most affordable or system camera body yet. Number 5. Sony a6100. The Sony a6100 is an entry-level APS-C mirrorless camera. While in 2024 it's one of the older cameras still available, its 24MP sensor, touchscreen for easy focus placement and Sony's excellent autofocus tracking, which especially excels at focusing on people and pets, still make it excellent value for its price. The a6100 is happiest if you prefer to point and shoot in an auto mode, supported by its very good autofocus. The wide range of lenses available for it give you somewhere to grow if you find yourself catching the photography bug. The a6100 is the most basic model in the a6000 series and doesn't feel quite as robust as its step-up siblings. It offers a lower resolution electronic viewfinder and twin control dials that are both thumb-operated. Its touchscreen flips upward 180 degrees for easy selfie framing and vlogging. Sony's autofocus system has been trained to recognize people and pets as subjects, and will follow them flawlessly throughout the frame. Coupled with the ability to touch the screen to place a focus point, it's a system that will serve beginner users very well, whatever they're shooting. The a6100 makes it easy to record 4K footage or slow-motion 1080 video. There's a socket to connect an external mic but no way to connect headphones for monitoring. It can be set up for tap-to-track autofocus in video, too. There's significant jello effect distortion in the 4K footage though, especially in 24p mode. The a6100 is a good entry-level camera with a very powerful, easy-to-use autofocus system. We're not huge fans of the kit zoom and the interface isn't especially welcoming, but with a few settings changes, it can help you get excellent shots, easily. Number 6. Nikon Zf. There are some exceptionally good cameras in the $2,000 to $2,500 price category, but few of them are as eye-catching as the Nikon Zf. While the styling is distinctly 1981, the performance is much more contemporary, with very competitive autofocus and the strong balance of stills and video capabilities that we've come to expect from a camera at this price. The Zf gives the choice of using the dedicated control dials or customizable command dials. In most respects it copies its well-polished control system from other recent Nikons. Not everyone will enjoy the angular early 80s handling, but it handles just as well as the cameras it resembles. The Zf's autofocus is impressive, with both subject recognition and AF tracking both working well. It's perhaps not quite as confidence-inspiring as the latest Sony cameras, but it's not far off. It'd be nice to have an AF joystick, but the rear control pad does a decent job. The Zf has a very solid video feature set. Oversampled 4K/30 and cropped 4K/60 is standard for the sensor, but the Zf also adds a waveform display that's especially useful for exposing its 10-bit log footage. The Zf uses a very familiar 24MP BSI sensor that has underpinned numerous cameras in recent years, and the results are predictably good. There's plenty of dynamic range and enough detail capture for all but the most demanding applications. The Nikon Zf's performance lives up to its looks. It's not as comfortable to hold for long periods as more modern designs, but it's also distinctive and engaging in a way they're arguably not. We're still completing our testing, but it hasn't disappointed yet.